It is G Force. G is for gratitude. I am so grateful for this day in many, many ways. Gratitude is one of the most powerful words that we can incorporate in our lives. It changes everything, it changes perspective, it gives you hope, it ties into your ability to work more effectively with people, it negates negativity. So, G is for gratitude. And the previous week, I was talking about gratitude and how it works in the area of loss. And I'll be continuing that series next week. I was down under the weather, so I missed a couple of my episodes. So I just want to let you know I'll be covering how gratitude impacts dealing with loss. But today, I'm super excited to introduce Kellen and Fisher. And so I'm going to bring her on, and I'll just open up when I get her on here how we've met.
Hi.
You're looking good.
I'm grateful to be on your show today.
Yeah.
That was on my list of gratitudes this morning.
Well, thank you. I'd like to just share a little bit of how we've connected, and I think it's important. Part of what my program's about is helping people in the audience recognize people go through all sorts of challenges, lives, and hurdles, and how do people do it, and what was the reason that caused them to pivot or make the change? What were the influences? So that this whole program is about being grateful for what we learn and what we can share with other people. But how we have met is through a common platform that has been extremely beneficial to me. I'll speak for myself, and I know for you, this process of live streaming, it really has, even being a personal development coach, I definitely dealt with the fear of this camera. Yeah, so how to get over it, how to look, am I going to come off well, all those things. But Ken Walls, Grow Live Academy, that's how we've linked up. And
I was afraid to go on a Zoom call in March.
Pardon me?
I was afraid to go on a Zoom call in March.
Oh, wow.
So Ken changed everything.
Yeah. So, we have some common grounds here. Is I'm born and raised in the San Francisco Bay Area, and you live right up the road from where I was raised in a little town called El Sobrante. And I don't know if you want me to tell you the name of the city that you live in, but
that's fine.
Okay, Moraga, right up the road.
We would have been very close neighbors. Not neighbors, but we could have had coffee.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I look forward to that day to have some coffee with you. But today it's all about, your story. I've got some questions for you as we go through here, but share a little bit about your background, where you are today, what caused your pivots, those type of things. And it's all yours.
Okay. Well, I'm only going to go back 3 years because that was the main part of where the changes happened with me. I was in a couple of relationships that were, they were very controlling and made me think that I couldn't survive on my own. And I mean, I almost lost my house. My daughter and I would have been homeless, and I was going to the food bank to feed her. It's a long, complicated story that I think I can not have to share and still get you the information that you need. So I changed I don't know what it was. Well, it's probably my daughter, because everything I do is for my daughter, Emily. And I was, in bathtub crying and thinking, what kind of role model am I setting for my daughter? I'm showing her someone that is weak, someone that is allowing people to bully her. And it was at that point that I thought, okay, I'm done. And it was a situation that escalated where I didn't want to be in the place I was anymore, the physical location. And I grabbed the 3 pugs, I grabbed my daughter and the big container of dog food and loaded up in the car, and we drove away, stayed in a hotel, and I that's how I broke free, was that day. And I'm still breaking free from my first marriage, but well, I've only had one marriage, but I'm taking care of that this year as well. So it's an exciting little trip I'm going on.
Well, that leads me to that being in relationships is not an easy thing, but when you have one that's not healthy, and that's what I'm hearing,
Mhm.
so many people don't get out of those relationships. So I have to give you compliments that you made that decision for all parties' best interest. Your daughter, number one, and of course yourself, and then of course your pugs. Those are very important elements. Yeah, I'm going to get to that in a moment, but it takes courage.
I was scared to death. I mean, I was told basically, "You are not capable of supporting yourself. You're not smart, you're not." And you know what? I found out they were wrong because I am perfectly capable of supporting myself, and, my daughter literally saved my life because there were times I was like, "I can't handle this. I can't handle this." There was just too much. There was chaos and just it was just too much, and then I thought, "You know what? Nobody can take care of her the way I can." So, that's what kept me going.
Yeah, as a personal development coach, when we are conditioned by our surroundings and the people that says you can't,
Mhm.
unfortunately, and I'm glad that you tapped into your potential and who you are. In the Glenn Morshower statement is your success is in life is who you become and who you are.
Thank
And
you.
in the short time I've seen you on some live streams and our Thursday uh, workshops when I'm available, just seeing you blossom and seeing you grow and see your passion of what you do. So, why don't you share a little bit about what besides the relationship, making that pivot, which was the pivoting point to take your life back for yourself and your daughter. So, what were you doing before?
Oh, I graduated with a bachelor's degree in three-dimensional studio art and economics, and I ended up this is a long story. Deathbed promise to my ex-father-in-law, who is now he's passed on, but I loved him so much. I did anything he asked me to do, and he told me I needed to get my broker's license, and I said, "Okay, I'll do it." So I had a printing company at the time. I sold my printing business. I got my broker's license. He showed me how to run the family business, and I did something I absolutely hated for 17 years. Because after he had passed away and the business had closed, I didn't have any other skills. I didn't have, you needed experience, and the things that I know that I qualified for, which were, as a creative, weren't available to me because of the experience that I had with just being the real estate broker. So, and then, yes, I was a commercial real estate broker.
Yeah, so that leads to what so many people are been locked in either culturally or belief systems, locked in doing things they don't love doing. They haven't cleared it. So part of what I teach, and see if this relates to you, and if you want to comment on it, is in this process of recognizing you were doing something you didn't love. Was that idea, the creative, always operating?
Oh, all the time. I wrote books, I illustrated books, I painted, I taught art. I volunteered and taught art K through 5. For 14 years I did it, and if I hadn't had that, oh, I would be a mess right now because I was a creative stuck in a linear like, my values and my passions, my value and my job never lined up. It was always like this.
Yeah, I think that's so important, and then sharing this with the audience. And we got a few people here that see if we recognize who's on here. Yes, we do.
"Ah, it's Mark."
Hi, Mark. How you doing? Thanks. Share this out, my friend. Hey, we need to touch base. But anyway, yeah, going after what you love I think, is really important. And that's a
Even if
scary.
you think it's ridiculous, because I thought it was ridiculous what I was gonna be doing or what I wanted to do.
Yeah. So, and whose opinion was that?
Mine. Silly.
So,
So the thing was is I moved here to Moraga from Grass Valley, which is about 150 miles away. So my daughter could be in a better environment, kids that were motivated, tougher curriculum, better basketball program. I was moving her, I was following the rules for her, but I wasn't doing the same thing for myself. And that was another part of the pivot was I decided to hang around with like-minded people, smart people, people that can respect what I do and, and give me compliments and, praise when it's deserved.
and so you're doing what you love, that creative. You made some comments at the beginning about you didn't think you had skills, you didn't think you had
Oh,
anything
yeah.
marketable. So those things I always help people better understand is how were those thoughts formed, but you have shifted that belief system. Did you
Mhm.
have any influences that helped you get you to believe in yourself to a different level? Did you have coaches, mentors,
Well,
any significant people that
I read
helped you?
every self-help book available, but the problem was I didn't apply anything. And through the journey of last March, yeah, I've had the best mentors. I mean, I can't believe how lucky I've been. I've had Jeffrey Gitomer, I've had Ken Walls. Jen Gitomer has been instrumental in helping me, create this dream life that I'm having right now. And then I belong to a Megamind group who's 24 people. None of us have the same career. We're all from all over the country, and some of us are in Canada. We have been helping each other since the beginning learn how to adapt to video and social media, and we had a safe place to, I could send a video out like, "Hi, this is Kellen. I'm selling a car," and then they could like go, "Kellen, that sucks," Oh, sorry, can I say that?
You can.
But it was criticism that was constructive, and they didn't just criticize, we gave each other solutions to our problems, and that it was an incredible year with them. I mean, it's almost been a year, and they are my family now. Just like the Grow Live community, that's my family.
Yeah. So your recommendation, anybody out there, would be what?
Find your tribe. You need to
Try it.
find
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I
I
got a
call
big
that
tribe. I got a few tribes. I actually have a few tribes, I have my
like,
book writing tribe, I have my Megamind tribe and, just my WoW tribe. It's just I've got lots of tribes. A pug tribe.
we'll get to that in a moment.
I know I
But
keep bringing it up. I'm not bringing it up so you'll bring it up. I'm just saying that those are just all the facets.
no, we're gonna have fun with that. But um, growing is painful. It's scary.
Mhm.
It causes maybe not even take that step forward. You have stepped forward and stepped in to circles of people I call greatness.
Oh,
You These people are great people, not just because of their success in life, but they're great people from the inside out. And that's who you want to circle with.
well,
Would you
they're
agree?
authentic and they're genuine and they do wanna help, and I'd never been around that. Any in commercial real estate is stab your back, steal the listing, just, it's not all pretty, and it was just not I am not programmed that way.
Yeah, your heart is not in that arena. So I'm glad to hear that and I'm glad to be part of that circle.
Yeah, you are.
And all the group and the quality of people there, and then how they help us
Well, don't
and
you think that, like, anytime, any day, just about, like, I could call you and say, "Hey, Tom, do you know how to do this?" Or you could call me and say, "Do you have an idea that" I mean, we can all talk to each other and know that we will genuinely get responses that will help you.
yeah,
It's not
and
that competition thing like, before. It's like we're helping each other. Even if we're in the same industry, we help each other.
exactly. That's a different mindset that we're not in a competitive mindset. We're not in a lack mindset because
Right.
when we go there, we're in lack.
Mhm.
We're in lack. The universe has tremendous amount of unlimited supply of what we need.
Right, right. There's enough for everybody.
Exactly. And I think what you doing with your work, I'm gonna bring. So you've taken your educational and your creative, your writing and your painting and all this. I envy you. Envy is not a good thing to have, but I envy the fact that you have all that creative. Mine was photography.
See, I envy you.
I, but I
I cut everybody's forehead off.
What's that?
I cut everybody's forehead off.
You got too close. Uh, but so share a little bit about your creative. If you would like, what do you do? You know, with your creative, your wild cards. Why don't you just share a little bit how that was formed, where it is today? And maybe you could pull a couple of your samples up and
Okay.
let people see what you got going there.
Well, before my wow, I painted all the time, but the only people that have my paintings, I donated them to. I was very active in the Grass Valley, Nevada County community with volunteering and helping different organizations. So whenever they had silent auctions, I'd paint pictures for them. So the only people that have my pictures, they bought them from an auction because I don't have anything myself. And then I would do major like sets for my daughter's birthday parties. I mean, if we had SpongeBob, I had a full-size SpongeBob with a backdrop so everybody could get pictures taken. I mean, I was over the top. And then the thing that I loved doing, which is what I'm doing now, was I'd make the invitations. I'd hand make them. And the whole thing started between Jennifer Gittimer and Ron Goodwin. I was talking to Ronnie one day and I said, can you hear my dog?
Oh, I absolutely love it. Don't worry about.
That's Max. Max.
Okay.
Anyway, okay, so I was sitting and talking with him. I'd sent him a card and he goes, "These are beautiful. You should sell them." And I said, "Oh my God, nobody could afford these because they're handmade." And his card was probably the most difficult card of any of the cards that I made. But it was so cool. It was my favorite. And he says, "No, you're just looking at the wrong audience." So between him and Jennifer helping me create that avatar, I'm like, yeah, this is, and it's going well. I'm like, wow, this is awesome. So thanks to those two, I started making my cards that wow. And I do have some samples from our some of them are in our Grow Live. So I made one for George Morshower. And this is on most of them, almost well, as many of the movies and TV shows I could put on the card. And then
Glenn?
Yeah. What did I say?
George.
Oh my God. I keep calling him George. I don't know why.
He must have played a George in one of his movies or something, right?
Maybe. I'm sorry. Sorry, Glenn. I made these forget.
Yep.
Because I made these because when I bought something from them, the invoice had a handwritten like thank you on it. And so I told them, I said, "Hey, write your notes on these now." And then of course the great Ken Walls.
Sure.
Corey Calvin.
Yeah, Corey.
He's going to be on my show. Wait, he was on my show already. I sent those. Oh, Joe.
Okay, Joe Ingram. Okay.
Oh, how about, do you know who that is? Guess who that is?
No, I have no idea what that.
Joe Williams.
Who?
Is it Joe Williams?
I don't know.
Wait a minute. Oh, shoot. I know it's Joe. Yeah, it's Joe. He said, okay. And then this one, oh wait, this is Bryn Tillman.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, she wanted it. Now this is something new I'm doing. I make her cards, I write the notes for her, and I mail them. So I do that now.
Oh,
and
wow.
That's a very popular service. And then my favorite comedian, Steve Rizzo.
Oh, wow.
So that's just, I mean, and it's not work. It's so fun. I just love it. I love the creative.
If it's not work, it doesn't feel like work. You're in your passion. You're in your, what I call your zone, the thing that feeds you.
Right.
And the more you're fed, the more you can give out. Your creativity blossoms in that state. So,
it's crazy blossoming. I mean, I'm writing a book right now, and I'm eventually I'm gonna start painting again because I kind of miss painting. So I want to have a gallery opening somewhere. I don't know when they open galleries again.
So I hear Max, and when I got on your website, and I loved that one page where your three pugs are on the back of the couch or whatever they're at.
Yeah, that was the only time I got the three of them together.
Okay, that I was going to say, how did you stage them?
That took probably 40 minutes.
When I was a photographer trying to do family pictures with pets, that was like a nightmare. So trying to
Gus
get
and Rocco are pretty good because they're used to it. They've been photographed for, the last 8 years, but Max is a puppy and he just doesn't get it yet.
doesn't understand posing yet.
Mm-mm.
But share with me, you've got a passion for this breed. Share with me how that all developed, and I think it gives a good insight of who you are and what your heart's really about. A lot of times people don't think animals have a great influence in life, but they do. So why don't you go ahead and share your relationship with pugs and your nonprofits you're looking to set up?
I was just thinking that they save me thousands of dollars of therapy every month. They also created the need for it, but for the most part, there's more good than bad. My daughter wanted a pug, so I made her pretend to have a dog and take care of it for 2 years, and she did it. So I go, "What do you want?" She goes, "I want a pug." So then Rocco, I rescued him from a breeder that was gonna take him to the pound because he's a PBP, a poorly bred pug.
Okay, all right.
He's a misfit. He's neurotic. I'm his service person. When I take him for a walk, I wear the orange jacket instead of him. Okay.
That's cute.
And then Daisy came along, and that's who I named my nonprofit after, Daisy Senior Paw Connection. And she loved me. I mean, I still cry. She's been gone 7 years now, but I still cry. I'm looking at a picture of her. She's hanging on my wall. And they just, and then with Rocco, well, then when Daisy passed away, I wasn't going to have any more dogs. I was just going to have Rocco. And then the Oakland shelter called me and they said, "We got 2 pugs. We got a bad case of parvo going on. We need to get him out of here." I said, "Okay, I'll take him." And then I ended up with the Grumble. So that would be Rocco, Loretta, and Gus. And then I started a blog because I wanted to create, I wanted to get the word out about the pug rescue. And so I was the Pug Lady Rules of Life. And at the time, I'm kicking myself right now. I had 75,000 followers. And I didn't realize that that was like cool and good and that I should have kept it going, but I didn't. But I wrote pug stories. I wrote stories about life lessons I learned from the pugs. I wrote about being a codependent because the pug is the best person to have if you have a codependent tendencies because they're the perfect dog for you because you'll take care of them and they'll let you. I wrote stories about independence, about just whatever you could think of. I wrote all these stories, and then then life happened, so I couldn't do that. I wasn't doing the writing anymore. But on my own, I placed close to 30 pugs. Not even just pugs. I'm looking for a home for a beagle right now because people contact me. They say, "Hey, we got this. Can you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." So I place about 30 up to 30 pugs a year by myself. I try to get them senior dogs to senior citizens so that the two can, be together and not be alone, in their final years. And then if something happens to the owner that I gave the pug to, I take it back and then I replace it. That way, because a lot of people won't take an animal because they say, "Well, what if I don't last much longer?" And I tell them, I said, "Well, I'll take it for you." And then my nonprofit also, if they can't afford it, I pay for the vaccinations
Oh,
and
wow.
leashes or whatever they need. So that's my pug rescue. And then Loretta just passed away in November, and that's when Max showed up.
The universe has a great way to deliver what you need when you need it, right?
I don't need Max. I'm too old for a puppy. Oh my, he is so funny. He's eaten one of my shoes. He's eaten a book. and he chews and or I don't know what he does with this. He takes one of every one of my socks, and I don't know where they are. So I don't remember Rocco being that way as a puppy, but he's funnier than heck because, like, I'll hear and I'll call him, I'll go, "Max," and then he comes running in the house, and he's got this big stick he got from the backyard. I'm like, "How did you get that through the door?" It's just I love pugs. I do.
Yeah, they are cute. The only dog since I was a child, I had two dogs growing up, but as an adult, I had one beautiful Labrador retriever, a showbred dog, but I never had time for her. So I gave her away to a family, a police officer and his family that would give her um, the attention they needed, because they're just like you and I. They need attention, and so you said something about the the pugs. And what's the one defining thing that you learned from your pug that you can share with somebody that
Don't laugh, but it's to nap.
to nap?
I go, 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 go. I sometimes I'll start at 6 and I'll look up and it's 2 in the morning, and my body, I'm old. Like, my body can't handle that anymore. So I take the time to take care of myself because they're all about taking care of themselves, believe me. And I think the biggest thing is to just, relax and enjoy. So I take them out 3 times a day. I take each of them out separately, and I take them for a walk, and I don't take my phone, and it's just like I'm in the moment kind of with them and watching their goofiness, and just kind of taking a break from, all the technology and all the electronics that we have to deal with every day.
Yeah, I think that's an important message for everybody. It's okay to stop and be still. I call it be still, and
Right.
that's a spiritual principle. And know that you deserve that space, and getting out in nature, letting the dog do its nature thing, you
Mhm.
being in that space, I'm sure it re-energizes you.
Well, that and it's brisk and cold right now, and not like you, but I take that deep breath in and just it just gives me energy and it just feels good. It's like, "Oh, this is good."
Yeah,
I'm glad I do it 9 times a day.
yeah. For the audience out there, it's okay to take a nap.
Yes, it is.
Okay to take a
Now,
nap.
what's funny is when I was in college, my roommate, Jane, would take a nap every day at 2 o'clock. And so then I got into the habit of it because she's my roommate. I couldn't do anything, and we would take a nap, and then we'd wake up, wash our faces, and then get ready and go have dinner, and then come back and do our homework. And it worked. It revives you. Just that little nap. But then then I got my first job, and then I actually started falling asleep every day at 2 o'clock. It'd be like, so once I got past that, and now that I'm old and I need the nap, I just like, I'm tired. I'm gonna rest. And I come back, and like if I'm stifled and I got a creative block, it's gone.
As a coach, you keep saying you're old.
I am.
You are not old. You are not old.
Oh, I feel
Think,
old.
talk old, think old, you become old.
Oh,
You
well,
got
I'm
plenty
an
of
old
energy.
body with a 12-year-old mind.
Hey, you create your own energy. So if I was working with you, I would work on that self talk there a little bit.
Okay, okay. I
If
just
you relate it to me, I'm old.
no.
You'd probably fall over if you knew my age.
Oh, you probably fall over if you knew mine.
I'm 71.
No way.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
Look, I'm falling over. Wow.
I'm blessed with the good genes, but I believe how we age is based on how we think.
Mhm.
We can stay energized. My mentor's 86 years old. He has
Wow,
more energy than a 30-year-old. Has
wow.
nothing to do with age and being physically tired. Energy is created right here.
I'm working on that part.
My wife's in the background said, "Right on." So she's just introduced her into the live stream. But I just want to have fun with that. As you know, as a coach, I can't help myself sometimes.
No, that's quite all right.
Hope you didn't take offense to that.
No, it's not if you're going to, like, make a suggestion or find something wrong or, then as long as you have a solution, then that's not offensive, right?
You got it. You got it. Thank you. So you've done. Our life delivers us circumstances and challenges and obstacles to go through. You went through some very, relationship things are big deals.
Mhm.
That is a big deal to go through. And you made a decision based on, I know you mentioned your daughter. Your daughter was your primary purpose,
My why.
your why. Yeah, part of your vision. And I think that's important. It was when people get clear on their why and clear on the vision, what that's going to look like in the future, life becomes, I call it simple,
Mhm.
because the vision and your why, it eliminates all this stuff that doesn't support where you want to go and makes life simple.
It does, it really does.
The right people show up, the right circumstances show up, you're more aware. And I'm glad you have made and you have plugged in to your full potential, your unlimited potential. You haven't hit your full potential
I know
yet.
the sky's the limit.
That's it. So, what type of, going back to your cards in that, so who's your audience on that? You thought maybe, oh God, people can't afford this, and somebody brought it to your attention. You have a different audience that would love what you do.
Mhm.
So, who are the type of people you'd like to reach out to, and what type of services do you provide in and around your cards and what you're doing? Why don't you just go ahead and share with that?
Sure. My customer, my avatar, is somebody that wants to stand out and really stand out. In this digital age, with everybody sending text messages and emails and things like that, written correspondence has kinda gone away. And my whole every career I've had, every birthday gift I've ever gotten, I've always written thank you notes. I've handwritten thank you notes. And when when people received my note, because I made them, they called up or they would email me back and thank me for the thank you note. So that was the validation I needed, that I knew that my things were standing out. Because if you get a thank you note, "Oh, this is nice. That's so nice that they did this." But if they pick up the phone and call you or take the time to write an email and say, "Thanks for that thank you note. That was really nice." And, it really made, or they'll say that it made my day or da da da. So the person that wants that kind of branding power, where they stand out above anybody else that is doing anything differently, is my client. I I design it for whatever you want, whatever your brand. I obviously I do corporate branding. I did a bunch of gifts this year, which were like similar to this frame. And this is a graduation frame that I've got some orders for the seniors this year at Emily's school, and I'm going to start promoting that next month. But that gift is another example. I had clients that bought them for their top 6 or 10 clients as gifts. So what I did is, like, say you're my or so you're my client. I get your logo. I make it into one of those frames, either an 8 by 8 or a 12 by 12 or whatever size you want, and I give it to you as a thank you for being my customer. Well, you hang that on your wall. And if it's a place of business where people are still, going to work and things like that, it's on their wall. And when they see it every day, you're going to think of me. You're going to like, "Oh, that's so great." And you may not need a card right now, but in a month or a week or a year, you're going to, "Oh, I need some cards." Who are you going to think of?
You're
Me.
top of mind. Yep.
Right. I mean, that is like the most artful and wonderful way to be top of mind without being obnoxious, you know? So I'm not saying other things are obnoxious. I'm just saying they're beautiful. Some of the frames I made, they're not on my website yet because people are still just getting them. But once I can put those up, they're just amazing. And and some of the clients that I made them for their clients, I get, they let me know the feedback and they go, they said wow, and so I know I'm on the right track because I'm getting super positive feedback. So my client is, if you want your brand, personal or corporate or business, if you want it to stand out, then I'm your gal.
Okay. And I'm sure when that framed piece is on the wall, whoever sees it says, "Where did you get that?"
Right.
Their
I,
clients say, "Maybe I need to get a hold. Here's her card, right? You give her a shout, she can."
exactly. Yeah.
So
And I love doing it because I'm helping you build your business. I'm helping you grow and your awareness and in a really fun and creative way.
what a great, you're in your passion, you're helping serve other people, you're fulfilling your internal creativity
Mhm.
and putting it out to the world. And art is beautiful. Art is healing. And then when you get something, you get that handcrafted piece to you, it separates you
It
from
does. It
everybody
makes you
else.
stand out
Yeah.
in a good way. Not like getting arrested and being in the police blotter.
Yeah. And you don't want to be seen at the post office every day. So, um, awesome. Awesome. Um, this is probably, I'll interject this so that those that are out there is that no matter what has happened in your life, by making a decision, you can change everything. But
Mhm.
it starts with that decision and reaching out to people that will support you in that decision.
Mhm.
And then you'll find out that that circle is going to take you to another circle and provide hope. And and then using gratitude, on
Mhm.
top of it, that, even the tough times and things that didn't serve you well, we've got to be grateful for that as well, because it gives us a different perspective and a different way to look at the world in that space of gratitude. And
Mhm.
I just wanted to share that with you.
Another thing that I do that I forgot to tell you is every Monday I call it Gratitude Monday, and I write a note thanking somebody. It could be someone from high school. It could be someone I met yesterday. I send a note. I've been doing it for 6 years, no, 7 years now. 7 years.
And share with those listening or going to see this. What is the response? How has that helped them? First of all, it's all about them, but how does it help you as well? What
Oh,
has it done
it
for
just
you in
makes
your
me feel
business?
good to acknowledge someone that has maybe helped me or inspired me, or maybe I'm looking on Facebook and I see somebody's kind of down and they need a little boost, so I'll send them a little note saying, "Hey, I'm thinking about you," and just no, the response is amazing because now instead of emails, people like Facebook Messenger me or whatever. But I love it because then I connect with people that I haven't talked with in a long time, and we kind of go to talk about the glory days, like if it's high school or college buddy or yeah, or a past person I worked with. It's just fun. And it does more good for me than I think the person that receives it.
Yeah, it's sort of like forgiveness. It benefits us more than the person
Yeah,
who asks for
and it's
forgiveness for.
fun. It's fun. It's nice. It
Yeah,
feels good.
yeah. So gratitude definitely makes you feel good.
Yeah.
Alters your neurochemistry. You feel good. That's why we be grateful. Keep pursuing gratitude.
Mhm.
It uplifts you. Changes everything. So you've got that heart. It's obvious. You're expressing it through your work. What you're doing in action is a demonstration of who you are, and I commend you for that. So,
Thank you.
so you've shared a lot, and
I
I
know.
appreciate the intimacy that you shared. That's not an easy thing to talk about.
It was hard in the beginning, but
Yeah.
when people said that what I have to say is valid to somebody, and I know if I can help somebody that feels hopeless and just doesn't know what to do, then message me. I will get you to the right person or help you if I can, or, it's just, some people, when you're down and you're paralyzed, asking for help is the last thing you want to do. And you just need to know that it's okay to need help. So, and I learned that the hard way.
Yeah. Yeah. It takes courage
Mhm.
to ask when things, when things aren't going the way in life that you'd hope they do. We have a lot of issues behind that. And I
Mhm.
just encourage what you did is encourage people
I hope so.
when you're hurting, reach out.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
okay to cry when you're sad, and it's okay to
Yeah.
cry when you're happy.
Yes.
So just reach out, and you'd be surprised that
It's okay
everything.
to cry when your dog eats your Rothy. And I
Well,
cried.
what I like to do is just just sort of got time is flying here.
Oh, yeah.
Um, that's what I love about this program. Get to know people, and your message is I know it's going to impact people. Somebody says, she struggled through a story. I got the same one. I've got hope.
Mhm.
I've got hope, and then reach out. Um, one parting thought that you might have that you want to leave the audience, one key, maybe two key points of something that would, they can take away from your life experience that would be beneficial to them. If you want to take a moment for that.
Okay. I have a couple things. I have 2 things. I think that it is important for you to trust your instincts. I I lost trust in myself. I lost everything when I was going down that horrible tunnel, and once I started trusting my instincts, I am smart. I am creative. I can support my daughter and myself. I can, it's you need to trust yourself, and I didn't. And then the thing is if you don't trust yourself, you're not gonna be able to trust anybody else. So, you need to take that step before because if you don't trust yourself, you can ask for all the help in the world that you want, but you're not gonna trust them. You're gonna think there's a side door that they have an ulterior motive. So trust yourself. And that's the most important thing. And then my other advice is I tell my daughter every day, I tell her to have fun, to do her best, and to be fabulous doing it.
Love that. Perfect. Perfect. That's what we need. Is
Mhm,
have fun in life. It's going to throw us curveballs.
mhm.
Enjoy what you do, and be your best. Give
Be
it your all.
fabulous. Be fabulous doing
Be
it.
fabulous. Is that what you said? Fabulous.
And have fun, do your best, and be fabulous doing it.
Yeah.
My daughter says it to me now. She was, like, on the phone this morning. She goes, "Have fun, do my best, be fabulous doing it. Goodbye, mom." But I know that's gonna carry her with her forever,
Oh,
and I can't
sure.
wait till she starts saying it to her kids.
That'll be beautiful. Absolutely. Well, Kellen, this has been delightful.
Oh, yeah.
And so I'm so grateful to have you on. We've interacted, just on seeing our other streaming and the Thursday with Ken and his teaching and that. But I really look forward to having you back on.
Oh, I'd love to. Maybe when my
You got
book's done.
great energy, great story. People need to hear about, and what you bring to the world besides you is your gift of that art.
Oh,
It's really good. It's
thank
really
you.
good stuff. So I'm going. If anything else, I'm going to just put you in the green room and
Okay.
enjoy the champagne and the hors d'oeuvres I left you there.
The
So just
M&Ms
the M&Ms or
that I
whatever.
requested that the green ones be picked out.
We'll have to go back and review your contract. Make sure that we get that squared away. But you've been a delight, and
Thank
I
you.
hope you'll come back and share again.
Definitely.
And so I'm just going to have you hold on, and then I'm going to sign us out,
Okay.
and we'll talk. Wow, great lady. great energy. I'm grateful that she was able to carve some time out today to share her story and her gift. And her contact information is tickering right across the bottom. Be free to reach out to her. But it is with gratitude that I hold for her today. Uh, so we are signing out, and I'm going to prep you for next week's guest. Every day during the week, I'll be covering some principles in the book, Gratitude Works. And so we're covering those principles. Hopefully, you can take some things and put them to work, make a difference in your life, and make a difference in other people's lives. But next week's guest, I am super excited to have these two guests coming on. Scott Goyette and Chris Roush are going to be my guests. So mark your calendar, turn on your notifications. They're going to bring a different perspective of how to grow, how to be your fullest potential. So just encourage you to mark your calendars, and it's an honor to have them coming on next week. Matter of fact, Scott, thanks for jumping on and giving a thumbs up. Mark, I appreciate you jumping on too. These are part of our tribe. Thanks for jumping on today, guys and gals. So, with that all said, we are going to see you next week. G-Force.